Hello everyone, Namaste, Hare Krishna. So before we start the session, we'll do short kirtan. We'll meditate on the holy names of the Lord. We can do it together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnanajanashalakhya Chakshurmlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिते नामने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिते नामने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवं गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाशदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे Hello everyone, Namaste, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhagavad Gita study session. We are in the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This chapter is titled Shraddha Kaya Vibhaga Yoga. So we can remember the entire Bhagavad Gita if we just learn the title. If you know the title, if we can understand the title, we can relate the entire chapter, what is in this chapter. So Traya means three. Three. Shraddha means faith or inclination. Inclination. Shraddha or faith or inclination is of three types, three varieties, which are in mode of goodness or passion or ignorance. Satvaguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. So Krishna spoke about these gunas in 14th chapter. What are these gunas? How these gunas affect every individual on the bodily level, on the mind level. We went through that in detail. And in 16th chapter, Krishna spoke about divine and demonic natures. He classified there are two kinds of people: divine people with divine mindset, demonic people with demonic mindset. We see in this world. We see in this world. It's easy to relate. It's the divine and demonic people. Krishna gives various details about divine the qualities by which we can understand, okay, this person is divine. Hmm? And his thought process, qualities, his behavior, actions, many things. What qualifies a person to be a good person? Krishna spoke about that in 16th chapter in detail. What qualifies a person to be demonic? What are his thought process? How he deal with situations and everything? What is his mindset? What is the purpose he's living? Right. So everything Krishna spoke about in detail. And finally, towards the end of 16th chapter, Krishna says, this is a concluding verse from the 16th chapter. It is also a context to the 17th chapter. Krishna says, if a person follows scriptures, live a rightful life, dharmic life, according to the scriptures, as prescribed in the scriptures, such a person uh, cultivate or develop divine qualities, divine qualities, sattva and he's on his path to liberation, moksha. But if a person who disregards scriptures, who disregards spiritual injunctions, scriptural injunctions, and he lives according to his own whims. He makes his own Bhagavad Gita. He says, okay, this is how one should live. Right? So that kind of mindset. If a person uh, lives according to his own whims, disregard injunctions, and such a person यह शास्त्रविधिम् उत्सृज्य वर्तते कामकारतः न स सिद्धिम् अवाप्नोति न सुखम न परमं गतिम् न स siddhim. Such a person is never attain perfection, is just wasting his human life. Na sa siddhim, na sukham, there is no happiness, even though he may have many luxurious things, but he is not happy. Na paramam gatim. After his next life is not a great life. Na paramam gatim. He doesn't attain the higher destination. Yeah. So that's it's very emphatically Krishna says one has to follow the scriptures and live a life according to the scriptures. And Arjuna asked an interesting question. Arjuna asked this question: what about the people who are good people, who has divine qualities, but they don't follow scriptures? They have no idea what scriptures are, but they do good charitable things and they do all kind of good things. What about them? So that's for that question, answer is this entire chapter. In this entire chapter, Krishna says that action action itself could vary according to the mode one is in. If a person is in the mode of goodness, he likes certain things. He acts in a certain way. If a person in the mode of passion, he likes certain things. He acts in a certain way. Ignorance, tamoguna. He likes certain things. His likings, actions are different. It's not about the action, it is about the mindset that is important. Krishna has been saying that in all first 6 chapters, and also it kind of relates to this chapter as well. You see? It's not about the action. One may do charitable duty, one may donate alcohol to a person. What kind of charity is that? Is he doing charity? Yes, he is doing charity. But what is it a good charity? Right? So what is his mindset? He's doing is a wrong charity, right? So that's an example. So it's not about the action; it is about the mindset matters. What kind of mindset we do, and what kind of action is it prescribed in the scriptures that matters. So our action should be in alignment with the scriptures. We should do right things in the right way with the right mindset. I repeat, we should do right things according to the scriptures in a rightful way with the right mindset. Then that action is divine action. Okay, so that's the entire essence of this chapter. Simple. So Krishna starts explaining this chapter. I'll give a glimpse of this chapter. So Krishna talks about or the actions we do, it based on the impressions we carry from many lifetimes. A person in the mode of goodness, uh, by naturally he is inclined to work in a good way. If a person is so passionate from previous lifetimes, he is naturally inclined towards working in a more passionate way, dealing situations in a more passionate way. So according to the these impressions he has been carrying from many lifetimes, he lives a life according to that. And And Krishna starts speaking about that in detail now. Krishna says that his worship, his faith towards God also vary according to the mode. If a person in the mode of goodness, he likes demigods. If a person in the mode of passion, he likes to worship the yakshas and rakshasas, like for material benefits. If a person in the mode of ignorance, he worship the spirits, ghosts and spirits. So his worship is same, action is same, but what kind of actions he is doing, it varies according to the mode he's in. Sattva-guna, Rajaguna, Tamoguna, and austerities he perform. Hmm? If a person in the mode of goodness, his austerities, he's doing austerities, uh, like a for personal benefit. So those are according to the scriptures. Hmm? And austerities in the mode of passion and ignorance are not according to the scriptures. Those are harmful to our body. And so we saw the example. So in the name of worship, people do various austerities. They run on the fire. They run on the fire and they put needles and all kinds of varieties of beings we see in this world. So those are all tamasic. Krishna says those are all tamasic. Those are all not even needed. God doesn't want a goat to be offered to him. What kind of God he is if the goat is offered to him? People do all kinds of varieties of austerities. So those are all tamasic austerities. And now Krishna explains from verse 7th onwards about food preferences. Food preferences also vary according to the mode we are in. A person in the mode of goodness, he likes to eat certain type of food. He prefers to eat certain type of food. Okay. Mode of passion, he prefers to eat certain type of food. Mode of ignorance, he prefers to eat certain type of food. Hmm. So we went through that in detail in our previous sessions. I'll give a glimpse of it for others as well. So we'll see these 8, 9, and 10 verses are most important verses. Okay, it's more relevant, more pertinent to us because that's what we do every day. What we do, we eat food. Hmm? We go to office, work, and hours of work, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours of work, busy with many things, hmm? Just to earn some money so that we can buy food and eat and live a happy life. So and we spend so much time for many other things, but we give less time, very less time to learn and eat the right type of food. That is a cause of all ill health and mental distress. Yes, we saw that in previous session. Ahara shuddha sattva suddhi, sattva suddha dhruva smriti. Okay, if a person eats a pure food, sattvic food, pure food. His mind and consciousness, his body is very supportive. His mind and consciousness is pure. His thought process is pure. Physically fit, mentally fit. That is the state everybody wants. Mm. By eating sattvic food, his memory tissues are thoroughly nurtured and he can remember. His remembrance will be also longer. Nowadays, we after 5 minutes, 2 minutes, we forget everything. Right? That kind of dhruva smriti is like long-term remembrance, memorizing certain things, remembering certain things that comes by eating sattvic food. Scriptures say. So it's very important that one has to live a sattvic life and eat sattvic food. This is very important from the scriptures. From we can see from Ayurveda, God Himself is saying. So we'll see few things what Krishna spoke about this sattvic food. Okay, so this is a repetition because we covered, but we'll try to um, learn and recollect again. So Krishna's in this verse, Krishna's there are two subject matters. Krishna speaks about two subject matter. One is what this sattvic food does to us. When we eat sattvic food, what happens to our body and mind? And second aspect is how it looks like, how this food is like. Okay. The first aspect we'll see. The sattvic food is the one that will increase the lifespan. That will increase the lifespan. That will sattva vivardhana. That will purify the mind, give a clarity in perception. When we are listening, when we are watching, seeing, when we are tasting, when we are hearing. So all these senses are perfect. We are able to grasp everything properly and listen properly. That means we are in Sattva guna, right? So by eating sattvic food, one mind becomes strengthened. He can capture data properly. Mm. And sattvic food gives strength. Sattvic food gives strength to our physical body. Mm. And sattvic food also arogya, gives arogya, health by which we can live longer. Nowadays, it's all reverse. Any food we eat, we live shorter. Our lifespan is reducing with many diseases because of various things, though. But again, food is sattvic food is that will make us live longer, hmm? Increase the lifespan, gives clarity in mind and strengthens our body and makes us immune from diseases, hmm? and and makes us happy. By eating food we should be happy, please, pleasant joy. There should be delight after eating it. Okay, so if a person after eating food he is sleeping and he is become restless, totally get agitated, that's not the sattvic food. It's easy to understand. We can see it immediately, right? So we can take a chili and putrid food and we can see within 3 hours what happens to our body and mind. Okay, so how it looks like? Can you tell me like give an example or tell me like what is the sattvic food? So Krishna did not give a recipe or full details or vegetable name or fruit name. Krishna did not give. So these details are from Ayurveda. Very nicely explains. Krishna doesn't have time. Krishna's motive is to make Arjuna to learn quickly and do his duty, right? So that's also we also want to learn quickly and do our duty and implement it quickly. So we also fall into the same category. So but Krishna says here, okay, the rasya huh? Rasya means it has to have a natural taste. It has to be fresh. If you take an apple plucked from the tree, it's fresh, it looks fresh, it has a natural juice, right? But if we keep the apple for 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, we can see it's slowly losing its natural taste, it is losing its prana. It's called prana in Ayurveda, it's called prana, the life force, it is losing, right? So when it is fresh, when it has its natural taste, that helps our body, that helps our tissues, memory tissues, mind tissues, and makes us, uplifts us. We can have purity, we'll have purity in mind and consciousness by eating this fresh food. Okay, so it is not just apple but any food, any vegetable or anything. It should have its natural taste. Okay, so oily doesn't mean Krishna is not talking about pakoda, puri, bhaji. Not that oily. Oil is something that it has to have some oil in it. Hmm. Like if you're eating rice, plain rice, it's dry. It is little moist. It has watery, but it is moist. It is still dry. So it has to have a ghee. Ghee is considered best, or some olive oil or something. If a person is eating dry bread, dry bread, it's a dry food. Okay, so nobody likes to eat that, but some people like to eat that. But anyway, so people use a butter or cheese or whatever to eat bread, right? It's very natural, right, to make it something pleasant to eat. Otherwise it's not even pleasing to eat. So Krishna says here the food should have it a little bit oily also. Natural oil, ghee, either natural oil from the food or ghee. So that helps with our body and mind. And the food should be wholesome. mm, Wholesome, um, like it should give energy after eating it. And pleasing to heart. mm, Pleasing to heart, like if you look at the food, we should say like, wow, so nice food. Right? If it is too much oily, putrid or damaged or spoiled food, we don't say, wow, it's nice food, right? If you see a fresh fruit, fresh apple, you see like, oh wow, this looks so good, right? So same thing, it should be pleasing to look, pleasing to taste, and pleasant to our after eating it should be pleasant in our body and mind, right? We should feel energetic. If you're feeling energetic after eating that food, that it's a sattvic food, a symptom of a sattvic food. So we gave many examples in our previous session also. We went through that in detail, many examples of food and varieties we spoke about. But yeah, now we'll see the Rajasic food. So we'll spend more time because it's very much relevant, very much important for us to learn. Ahara Rajasah Ishtaha, the person who is Rajasic in the mode of passion, he prefers to eat this kind of food. By eating this kind of food, he becomes more and more Rajasic. Okay, so Rajasic in itself is not wrong. Okay, one should not think, okay, I mean, by eating Rajasic food, we should not eat Rajasic food. No problem eating Rajasic food. Okay, because we are not a sadhus, like we are not saints who sit and meditate in the forest. Right? We have to do duties. We have to passionately go, passionately serve in the temple, passionately serve or do our duties. So the Rajasic is needed. Rajas is needed, but we need to watch out on the food intake we do. Okay, let's see examples. Katu, Amala, Lavana, Ushna, Tikshana, Rukshana, many Sanskrit names, but Katu is bitter. Mm. So bitter is taken as a medicine, but if bitter becomes food, uh, that's a problem. Bitter in itself is not it's okay, but if it is too bitter, if a person eats a bitter food all day long, all night long, a year long, there are some people who do that. Right? So that's not good. That's not good for the body, and it's not good for the mind. Mm. It creates dissatisfaction, even senses also feel hanker for something else. And the mindset here, it is said like criticizing others, harshness, intolerance manifest in that person. If he is eating too much bitter food, we'll see sour food. Little bit of sour is okay. We all want sour, little bit sour. But if it is too sour, too much tamarind, we see some people they make rasam or sambar. Little bit of tamarind, okay. But in some homes, it's like is rasam or sambar. It's too sour. Too sour. People like to eat those sorry food. Uh, it creates acidity. It's not good for our teeth or body or skin. Mm. and and it creates irritability, like possessiveness, jealousy, tendency to react quickly. Tendency to react quickly. If a person is, we can see in this, it's because we don't want to experiment these things in a people, but as per Ayurveda also it is said that if a person eats too savory foods, like he's emotionally, like he's reacts to situations quickly. There is no thought to action. There is a thought to action span. There is quick. Mm. And salty food. Third category is salty food. Hmm. So salt is needed. If there is no salt, we don't even touch the food. But there are some people who put so much, drop so much salt on pizza, so much salt on pizza, and so much hot things, right? So we see that people do that. Right? Uh, Again, science also says, medical science also says, salt is not good. Too much sour is not good for physical health as well, the body as well. Now, too much salt is also not good for our body as well. Krishna is also saying that same thing. Uh, so one loses water retention, skin diseases, and many problems here. I'll share this. I'll not go in detail, but I'll share this. You can go through. And person eats salty food, his cravings increases. After eating one, he likes to eat more, right? More and more, right? And his sense control. He has trouble with controlling his mind and senses, and he gets more and more attached to sense pleasures. Right? The person who prefers to eat salty foods. Okay, in moderation is okay. Yes, he's going too much. That's a problem. Hot food, very hot food. Mm. So this also says it increases excessive heat in the body and agitates pitta dosha, and it stimulates agni. uh, and, like science also says, like that the overly heated food, it causes heartburns and rashes, excessive sweating, dryness, dizziness. So the mental and the mind levels, anger, frustration, impatience, and so on. So we went through that in detail in the last session also. So pungent food, tikshna, pungent, sharp food. Mm. So that is also not good. And dry food, dry food like dry bread. So they also too much dry. If a person eating only bread, no cheese, no butter, nothing and all, it's that's a rajasic food. It's not even good for body. It's not even good for health. So medical science also says that there is a gut mind relation. So based on the food we eat and whatever happens in the gut, and it reflects on our mind also. Medical science also says, Ayurveda also says the same thing basically, right? According to the type of food we eat, our body and mind is like that. So dry food causes gas, constipation, all kinds of problems, dryness in the body, and anxiety. If a person is habituated to eat dry fruit, anxiety, nervousness, insomnia, many other things. And burning food. Certain foods like hot, spicy food, mirchi, too much mirchi, it is burning tongue. If it is burning tongue, it will definitely burn our tummy. In food, some people like it overly spicy. There are some mirchis in the market also. It's too spicy. Too, and if you one bite itself will agitate our mind. What is this? That kind of food. But there are some people who likes to eat that every day. Mm. Um, that's also not good. That is burning the tongue, burning the tummy, creates heartburn, gastric problems, and irritates our moods, irritates intolerance and uh, inability to calm down easily. So such a person is always agitated. He finds difficulty in settling down his mind in anything. Mm. These are the things. The foods, by eating these foods, it will create problems to body and mind when it is in not in moderation, if it is in excess. Okay, so once in a while occasionally eating itself is not a good. So bitter, sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, burning food, if it goes beyond moderation, it's not good for body and mind. That's what Krishna says. So Krishna uses these words: dukkha pradaha, shoka pradaha, amaya pradaha. It causes distress, causes misery, causes disease. It's not good for your body, it's not good for your mind. Hmm? So if a person is eating more and more rajasic food. Okay, so we'll move on. Uh, we covered sattvic food, what it is, how it looks like, what it does to our body, mind. We looked at Rajasic food, what it is taste like, and what it does to our body and mind. So we'll see the most important category, Tamasic food. Tamasic food. So it may or may not match with our daily lifestyle. What Krishna goes, what Krishna says, it may or may not match our daily lifestyle. But again, we follow scriptures. Krishna is God himself, he is speaking. Krishna also emphatically said in 16th chapter, end of the 16th chapter, that one must follow scriptures. Learn, live according to the scriptures. Then your life will be happy. If you reject scriptures, it's a problem. Right? So again, so we'll see this tamasic food, what it is, what it does to our body and mind. Okay, I'll ask someone to read. If anyone wants to read. Thank you.
यातयामं गतरसं पूतिपर्युषितं च यत् उत्तिष्ठमपि चामेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम्. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten, food that is tasteless, decomposed, and putrid, and food consists of remnants and untouchable things, is dear to those in the mode of darkness.
Thank you, Prabhu. So this is the third category. First category, food in the mode of goodness. Second category, food in the mode of passion. What it is, what it does to our body and mind. The third category, food in the mode of ignorance, darkness, ignorance, tamoguna in Sanskrit, tamoguna. So what it does to our body, what it is like, what it does to our body. We'll see that. So bhojanam tamasa priyam. Priyam means who loves to eat this kind of food. Who is that person who is in the tamasic mode? So we'll see one by one. The first one is yatha yamam. Uh, yatha yamam. The food prepared sometime back. Sometime back. We cooked the food, we kept it, we went to office, we came back and just eating the same thing. So we cooked in morning 8 a.m., but we are coming at 8 p.m. It passed 12 hours and we are eating that. So that's example, okay? So don't pick me on that. It is what Krishna is saying, okay? So Ayurveda also says that's not good. Mm, But that's our lifestyle nowadays in the modern world. So yeah, we'll go through and we'll all understand. After that, I'll say a few things about this. So here, but as per Ayurveda, also in detail, Acharya says that it's not just 12 hours. Even the food is cooked 3 hours ago. If it passed 3 hours, it is losing its prana. It started losing its prana, the vital force. Its natural rasa, the freshness is getting lost slowly over the course of time. We see that there is a change. Kalos mein hum lok pravarto. Anything gets changed. If I take an apple, it is fresh. What day one it is fresh after plucking from tree. Day two, day three, day four, day five, day 10. It changes. Its nature. It changes its nature. It slowly deteriorates, and we have to throw it away. Okay. So same thing. Anything in the food, even we cook food, it deteriorates faster because it has all the five elements. uh, and we are agitating, and that's it. So detail and not go. But anyway, that the food, cooked food gets deteriorated faster. Mm. But if the food is cooked and left for longer time, that loses its prana, vital force. It loses its freshness, uh, and becomes heavy to digest. Mm. And it after eating that, what happens? What is the effect on body? Sluggish. It slows down our digestion. It takes so long. It takes so long to digest. I'm talking about a person directly eating. He cooked at 8 a.m., coming back at 12 p.m. and eating the same thing without heating is taking eating the same thing, okay. That example. So it slows down our digestion. It's heavy on our meal, gas, bloating, and after eating we feel like not so energized. Hmm. So what is the effect on mind? Dullness, laziness, sleeplessness, uh, low motivation, no enthusiasm for anything, okay. uh, so it is recommended, okay, of course, in this modern busy world, we have to live like that. But when are leaving the food and coming back, and it is recommended that we heat the food again before consuming. Heat again, okay. When you heat it, it gets its prana, life force, and we can heat in that way. That's good, okay. So one should not directly leave it for 3 4 hours and eat it, okay. So if you eat like that, as per Krishna, as per Ayurveda, this is effect on body and mind. Okay. Yatha yamam. So next thing. Gata rasam. Rasam is Krishna is talking about rasam, Madras rasam, Sambar rasam, Tamil Nadu rasam. So it's not rasam. Rasam means like it's an not Krishna is not talking about that rasam, food item rasam. Rasam means like a juice. It's a natural juice. Okay. Gata rasa means it is losing. Gata means past. Okay. So if you take an apple, day one it's fresh, juicy. That's a sattvic food, right? If day one juicy. Now it is past like 10 days, 20 days. It is getting wrinkles. You can see wrinkles on the apple. I'm giving apple example. It's easy to relate. It could be any food. Any food. Huh? So tasteless food is becoming tasteless. It is losing its natural taste. Natural taste. Gata rasam. Hmm. It was rasam was heavy before. It is losing its natural taste. The rasam is getting reduced. Quite interesting, right? Krishna is talking about all these things in detail. Uh, we one may say like what Krishna had taught me in Bhagavad Gita. There are so many things Krishna taught. How to eat food, how to act in this world, what should be our mindset while doing our duties, what is the path towards liberation, how can I attain liberation, many things. Each and everything Krishna covered in detail. This is all in scriptures. Okay, if you go to Vedic scriptures, this is just an entrance. Bhagavad Gita, an entrance to Vedic scriptures. After we could go in detail and learn many things. Okay, so yeah, if a food or apple, it's naturally losing its rasa. So it's the poor rasa dhatu formation. These are all Ayurvedic things. Okay, so it doesn't digest properly, and it doesn't help anyway in a body. Mm. Poor nourishment of tissues, fatigue, dryness, less satisfaction. Even after eating that, we feel like we tend to eat like more. We don't feel satisfied. We see that if you eat fresh apple, like wow, a juicy apple, we feel fresh. It's fresh and it satisfies our tongue, satisfies our. We feel good. We feel good, right? So if it is the food is losing its natural taste, it doesn't. Here it said that we don't feel satisfied. Hmm. Lack of joy, boredom is emotional, like over the time. It's not immediately, but over the time, if a person is habituated to eat like this kind of food, there are people. Right? It's not all, but there are some people. Maybe they don't have money or maybe other problems, whatever. So there are people, there are so many in this world. So lack of joy, what happens to the mind? Lack of joy, boredom, emotional dullness, craving more stimulation, spicy junk food to feel satisfied. There is no satisfaction, so he hankers to eat something else for satisfaction because the food itself is not giving that. Okay? The third category, third category, puti. Puti means putrid, decaying. It's starting to rot. Huh? It was it was fresh. Now it is past 3 or 4 hours. That is the first thing, and the second thing is it is becoming tasteless, dividing of natural taste, and the third is it's getting rot. That's smelling. It's getting decomposed, smelling. Nobody eats this, right? But there are some people, even though that is spoiled, take it and eat it. Who cares? End of the day, it is digest. Who cares? Whatever the food, I'm hungry. Right? So there are people like that, but Krishna is saying here these are the foods liked by the tamasic person, the tamasa priya, a person in the mode of ignorance. He likes to eat this kind of food. By eating this kind of food, he becomes more and more tamasic. When he becomes more and more tamasic, hmm, when a person becomes more and more tamas, he's prone to commit sinful actions. Papa, he is prone to commit sinful actions. He cannot understand anything clearly. His mindset, body is not physically fit, not mentally fit. Right? So I know so much bhashan, so much lecture going on, but yeah, I will try to learn this. This is a 1 full hour. We spend more things about this and learn properly what Krishna has spoken and try to implement certain things whatever we can. Again, let's see. Third one. The food is getting rotten now. So it disturbs. Ayurveda says it disturbs all our doshas. Vata, pitta, kapha, and it feels heaviness. Creates toxins after eating food. Uh, Food should be a medicine. Ayurveda says food should be a medicine after eating food. But if food is becoming toxins, creating toxins in the body, tummy, then that's not good. Okay, one would say nausea, intestinal disturbances, infection. Of course, it naturally we say food infection, headaches, toxicity in the body, mm, negative mood. Negative Ayurveda says Ayurveda thinks negative mood, irritability, mental cloudiness. If a person eats this, the food is already a spoiled food. Mental cloudiness, unclean, difficulty focusing on anything. mm. Pariyushtitam. This other category, fourth category. So this is like cold food. The cold food that is rotten, and the rotten is the third category. The fourth category is the cold food. It is left for a long time, and it is not warm or hot. It's cold. Mm. We cooked, it was hot, and over the time it's getting cold. Or we put it in the fridge to keep it cold for some time. The cold food. Uh, um, it's not about ice cream. Of course, ice cream is good. Eat it. It's cold food. But when you eat certain cold food, it's certain things happen to our body and mind also. Mm. So, so we see in this world, like there are, if you go to some stores, Schnucks or some stores, Costco, there are so many big lanes of what it frozen food. Frozen food, it's all cold food, it's we it made it cold. Frozen food is also not good. Science also says, medical science also says, because it lost its prana. It lost its prana. Now we freeze it. We are killing the prana itself. There is no pranic energy. Medical science also says that. Ayurveda also says that. So frozen food, we should stay away from that definitely. Mm. So no, it clogs our intestines and many things here. Uh, Mental heaviness in stomach, mucus creates mucus, lethargy, obesity, chronic disorders, cough, cold, sinus. These are all related to cold food, habit of eating cold food, mental inertia. This happens to us most of the time. If we eat ice cream, too much cold food, ice cream, like, so much ice cream, we can see that immediately. Our mind is clouded. Right? Um, yeah, but over the time, if a person habits to eat this kind of food, mental inertia, resistance to change, procrastination, uh, and oversleeping, low drive, don't feel like doing anything, and these are the things we see. Again, don't pick me on that. These are the things Krishna spoke in Bhagavad Gita, and they captured from Ayurveda, all these things. Now, this is most important category, most interesting category. The fifth one, Uchishtam. Uchishtam. Okay, so Uchishtam is the food that is eaten by someone, hmm, and he's giving to someone else. Right? He took one bite. He took a pizza. I'm taking pizza example. He took a pizza and ate one bite, and the saliva touched the pizza, and he's giving to his friends. Okay, buddy, take it, eat it, and everybody's eating. Yeah, other person also eating. Nowadays, that's become a trend now. When the group of friends get together, they share the food and they eat each other's food. And the saliva, if the food saliva is touched to the food, it's not good. It's not good. It's called impure food, ashuddha, as per Vedic scriptures, right? Uh, and um, yeah, I know you'll have questions, many questions. We'll see. I'll have a question and Q&A time. We can go in detail why it is like that. But yeah, now modern world, busy world, like everybody is like that. Group of friends gather, they eat each other reminiscences, uh, and and what happens here? Ayurveda says you can contaminated food. It's not even good. Okay, it disturbs the prana, subtle prana, and creates microorganisms in the body. Like we are carrying. If a person has some disease or something in his mouth, not good. Those cases will be carried to other person, right? Because its saliva is touched. So Ayurveda, Krishna also totally rejecting this kind of tamasic food. One should stay away from this. Okay, so weakens immunity over the time and causes a digestive upset and subtle imbalances, and may increase emotional dependence, lack of boundaries and habits, lowers the inner self-respect and sattva, many things. These effects on the body. Okay. Amedhyam. This is the sixth category. Um, Amedhyam is untouchable, unclean, impure food. Okay. So what is we see the examples is like again, scriptures also say this is a meat. So what's wrong with the meat? The meat is not a pure food because it's a flesh of an animal. It's not supposed to be eaten. It is untouchable food as per scriptures and Vedic scriptures, right? So then it disturbs. It is heavy also. It's heavy to digest, and it creates mental cloudiness. And nowadays people are eating frozen meat also, taken directly from fridge and eating directly without even warming up. So frozen meat and many things are going on. These are not good. These are all not good for health. There is no prana in that food because it's a dead body. It's a dead body, right? There is no prana in that, so that disturbs our mind and consciousness, and increases tamas. It increases tamas, and negative thoughts, impurity in mind, attraction towards low habits, doing sinful things. Spiritual disinterest doesn't even show because it's a sin. It's a sin because it's a sin. Drinking alcohol, many things is a sin. Eh, the person doesn't show any interest in any spirituality at all, right? So, Again, don't pick me on that. These are the things spoken by Krishna and also from Ayurveda. Okay, so this is a list we went through 1 to 6. Okay, so the food which is cooked 3 hours before and it is not fresh, it is losing its prana, it's not good for our body and mind, and it is losing its natural taste and it is decaying rotten food or a cold food kept in the fridge and not even heating it and eating directly from. I have a I had a colleague. She was so busy with many things, and she says like when she goes home, she's so much tired. She just opens the fridge and she cooks the food for 1 week. Okay, she cooks the food for 1 week. I know many of us do. Many people do here, country. Right? So she cooks the food for 1 week and directly takes some fridge to plate, and she gives to kids. She doesn't even have time to heat the food. So that's not good at all. Ayurveda scriptures also that is not good at all. It creates heaviness and lazy. It makes us lazy. The cold food makes a person lazy and dull-minded, and we went through many details here. All the right side. I'll share this. Okay. So tamasic food. There are tamasic food. If a person eats tamasic food, he becomes more and more tamasic. And untouchable food remnants. If a person is already eaten and many people are sharing and eating same thing, that's also not good. And also the impure food, untouchable food. So this is a 6 number list. So I'll share this also. So these are the food in the mode of ignorance. By eating this food, in this type, so that creates a problem to our body and mind. It's not, we are not physically fit, mentally fit. Okay, so many words in short, few things. So sattvic food is fresh, light, pure, and it is makes us calm, content, peaceful, and increases our ojas. What is ojas? We went through in detail in previous session. uh, Ojas is the one which energizes, nourishes, and makes us aware of everything, like that energizes our body. So sattvic food is more conducive for good ojas. And Rajasic food, hot, spicy, stimulating, make one restless, inflammation, hypertension, all those things. Tamasic food, stale, impure, heavy. It creates dullness, laziness, and it makes one sluggish, and toxins and all these things. So they are the food in 3 modes. Okay, so before we go to the next session, I know many of us have story questions. It's 7:22 already. Yeah, I'm sure we need to take Q&A now. So I'll stop here. If you have any questions, we can do now. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.